Hi, my name is Zach, and I'm 18 years old. Um, and this is going to be stories and my experiences with drugs. So, I, for the longest time, I guess you can say until my senior year in high school, I was very, very straight edge. Um, I had never had a sip of alcohol, never smoked weed, never even thought, I was against weed, I should say. Didn't know what psychedelics were, like I'd heard of them, but I wasn't aware of what they did really. Like I knew you could see shit, but that was the extent of it, my knowledge. And so I work at Panera, and the first drug that I ever tried is the same as almost everybody's is alcohol. Um, and it all started. I work at Panera, and everybody knew that I was very straight edge. I didn't drink, didn't party. Um, but I mean, I knew how to have fun, and when I'd hang out with my friends, they'd be drinking and shit, and I'd just be chilling there. So my friend Ben from work, I believe he was 20 at the time, and I was 17, invited me to one of his parties at his house and a few coworkers, and it was a bunch of college students and just a bunch of random people that he didn't even know. And they had a big 5 bedroom house that he had roommates with. It was just a big party house, a frat party that wasn't a fraternity. Um, and his goal for me, he made sure I knew this, was for me to get as fucked up as humanly possible. Um, because I'd gone so long without even a drink, and he just wanted to see me let loose and unwind. Thank God he did, because it opened up an entire new world for me. Um, Turned me into who I am today. Like I don't drink often. I mean, I like to drink every once in a while when I'm chilling with my friends or partying or something. But it opened up a whole new world to new experiences, changed my perspective on life. Literally, I'm not the same person as who I was a year and a half ago, as you can tell by the drug rug. I've kind of embodied it. But, um, so, I went to his house. There's a big party. There's blood over the walls from some fight that was going down. Some people that he didn't even know, they just kind of invited himself. Um, so, kind of dipped out on that one because I was just a little intense for me and my friend Cole, who's he's also a friend from work who I just went there because he's the only person I knew that was going, like that I was close with somewhat. He's now my best friend. He's my brother. Um, he's he's my he's my family. And next few parties that I went to, I was drinking, got really fucked up, made a huge ass of myself. Had a great time, but I had made a huge ass of myself. I puked everywhere, was screaming shit, yelling at people. Had to get showered by one of his roommates because I could not make it up the stairs. Ben had to carry me up the stairs. There's puke all over the shower. I still have Ben's boxers from like a year and a half ago, maybe yeah, from a year ago, because I was just covered in puke. Um, so that was alcohol. That was my drinking phase, where when I would party, that's all I knew how to do. That's all I knew. Um, then one time I was hanging out with my friend Travis and Zach, and we were at Six Flags. We are in the line for Mr. Freeze, and so I should preface this with saying my mom and my dad, they both smoke weed, have since like they're 12 years old. They're both in the 40s. Well, mom's like 39, but and I knew this. They've been open with me, and they've always said like, if you ever want to try, want to smoke, just come to me first. And I want. My dad actually said, I want your first time smoking with me. My mom said, I want yours to be with me. And they didn't like each other very much, so they kind of fought over who I got to smoke weed with first. It ended up being neither of them, but my mom was more involved with it. So in the line from Mr. Freeze, a random thought just came to my head. It's like, my mom has weed at home. I mean, I just assumed she did because she's smoked since 13. And I was like, Travis, if I were able to get weed from my mom tonight, I knew Zach had smoked before, like once or twice, but that was it. Would you be down to smoke it with me? He's like, I'm kind of against it, and I wouldn't do it with anybody else. But if it was you guys, sure, I'd try it. So we go to my mom's house. All right, I text my mom. It's a really weird text. She was not expecting it at all because she was just blown away because I mean I had never smoked weed before. I was just like, hey, can I have some weed to smoke with Zach and Travis? And she's like, yeah, it's in the drawer. I've got a pinch hitter. So we took the pinch hitter, drove to Travis's house, and sat outside. It was like dead of winter. We were freezing our fucking balls off outside his house on a fucking radiator trying to figure out how to use this pinch hitter. Kept going out, and I think I was high. Like, I want to say I was really giggly, and anytime a chair squeaked, I'd fucking yell at Travis. Um, but I wouldn't consider that being high as in the same sense that I get high now. So that was my first time smoking weed. And I left it alone for, I don't know, about a month, 2 months. And then I met, no, how did that happen? I don't know. Gradually, I started smoking more. Travis started smoking more. Zach started smoking more. Got a few more friends into it. And I got really heavy in smoking weed. I was buying about 4 times a week. Not the smartest. Smoking about 2 grams a day at my peak. Sorry. And yeah, that was weed for me. And now I smoke casually, buy every once in a while, smoke anytime with my friends that have it. Still love weed. It's it puts a hole in your fucking pocket. And also, it was not, looking back on it, I feel like it was affecting me negatively. Doing it so heavily, I was letting it affect my life and getting tired and not wanting to do certain shit. And now I feel like I'm at a very good point in my life where I know how to safely, I guess it was always safe, but how to do it properly without letting it affect me as a person. And it's just like an escape. Um, so and I met Dusty, who's also my my other best friend, um, through Zach, and he has been smoking for a while, but he never like got heavy into it like until he met me. And then I was with, who was it? Travis, Zach, and Dusty at my house. This room actually, and we just got to talking about drugs in general, and we heard of LSD. We didn't know what it was. We knew the psychedelic. We didn't do any research really. Stupid of us. So we got in touch with somebody who could get it, and we all popped one tab, 100 UG. Travis is a bigger guy. He didn't really get affected much. He saw some vibrant colors, and yeah, that's really all I saw. But I'm a small guy. Like, I'm 5'7", 125, and I'm skinny. So it affected me a lot more than it did him. Uh, I don't know how to put it. So what we did with acid, the way we took it, we were not very smart. So my 10-year-old, not at the time 9-year-old brother was home, sleeping, and I just thought, you know what? We're not likely to be alive. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna chill in my room. How stupid of a fucking person was I? We put it in our mouths and we're like, wait, what do we do now? So we looked it up and said, hold it in your mouth for 20 minutes and swallow, and it will kick in within 45 minutes to an hour. I started feeling within like 35 minutes, just that numb feeling you get. And I got extremely emotional. We fucking ran around my town, shirtless, socks off. It was like like 60, 55 degrees outside. I ran through fucking glass. We were screaming and shit. I was crying. I was comforting my brother. I kept waking him up, saying, "I'm sorry. I love you." Blah 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 blah. Just, I'm sure he was annoyed. He doesn't know. He didn't know what was going on. He thought I was just being fucking weird. That was the first time I tried acid, and then it really piqued my interest because we were not expecting all that. We thought we were just gonna see some shit, and it left it alone for a while. Got back into weed. Tried shrooms once. Did a low dose. Didn't really get much from it. We went on a camping trip. Our camping trip was fucking great. It was, again, not very well planned out. Like most things we do, we went to my friend Dusty's aunt's property. She had like acres and acres of just fields and some farm. So we, in the middle of a fucking field, we put a tent, a big like 8-person tent. Put all our shit in there. We had an ounce. Zach had a tab of acid. We had 3 grams of shrooms and a bottle of vodka. And it had a great time. Really cold. Really fucking cold. Again, winter time. It was like 40 degrees. We were freezing our fucking balls off. Got really hot. And Zach he took acid and was just like very emotional. Cried a little bit. But I remember I'd only taken it the one time. I was like, I get you. But him doing it again kind of reminded me of the fact that, oh shit, this exists. This thing that can alter your fucking state of being exists. So I started buying it for myself. And, I buy it in a quantity enough for my friends, and we do it together. So I've done it by myself a few times. But acid is not what people tend to think it is if they haven't done their research and if they haven't experienced it themselves. You don't know what acid is or LSD is until you have tried it. You may think you have an idea. You don't. You don't. It's this beautiful, beautiful fucking drug that, when taken with the people that you feel safest with, in the best environment that you could be in the best state of mind, like if you're not super depressed or have a lot of stressful shit going on in your life right now, or at least in that moment, then it can be the most amazing thing that's ever happened to you. And it is for me. I've had one bad trip, and it was because I was fucking stupid. At my grad party, I took 2 tabs of 170, so it was 340 UG, me and my friend Dusty. And my grad party was at my grandpa's mansion property. He had a little house that he said, you guys can tear shit up, smoke, drink, do whatever the fuck you want. So we got really drunk, got really high. Me and Dusty popped both 2 tabs each of the 170s. I started seeing, I got into, so me and him both ego death. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like losing sense of who you are. At one point, I did forget my name. I couldn't understand the world around me. When people would talk to me, other than Dusty, me and Dusty understood each other on a level that makes no sense to me to this day. We could literally read each other's minds. And that sounds crazy, but we did not speak words. We stared at each other in the eyes and had conversations. And we talked about it afterwards. We were both on the same fucking wavelength or something. But when other people would talk to me, I'd look at them, I'd see their mouth moving, but I'd just be like, what? What is happening? What? I could not understand anything. We'd just be sitting down watching TV, and me and Dusty would both be going, what's going on? What's happening? What are we doing? What's going on? We were just state of confusion, and that's the only way I know how to put it, for about 2 hours. And it was terrifying. The most terrifying experience that I've ever had. It got to the point where I was so confused and just out of my mind that I was laying down on the ground thinking that I was just gonna permanently be stuck in this state of confusion. And I thought that my entire family, like 30 members of my family, were all around the house, staring in at me, watching me. I yelled out for them to call the ambulance. I told them to call the police. They didn't, but thank God they didn't, because it was just me not being in the right state of mind and not just not being smart. And yeah, that was the only bad experience that I've had. It got great afterwards. My friend Cole, fucking fucking Cole, we told him, hey, because he's an extreme person. Most might call him insane. Yeah, he's insane. Um, in the best way possible. He's the funnest person, funniest, smartest person I've ever met in my entire life. He started chasing us around with knives. We were convinced. Like, we pulled my friend Zach aside. We thought he was going to kill us. And Cole never understood this. Like, he thought we were just joking, hi, I'm going to kill you, blah, 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 just because we're tripping. No, me and Dusty pulled Zach aside, please, don't leave us. Cole's going to kill us. And Zach had to leave that night. It was just going to be me, Dusty, and Cole. And we were just terrified. And then we realized that he's not stopping. He was like just doing crazy shit, doing really fun stuff. If we were sober, it would have been a lot more fun. If we were like in the right state of mind. But it was just fucking crazy. But then I started to realize, wait, no, this is just Cole. The fuck? Is that a fucking sweat bee? And 1 second. Sorry, I just had to kill a sweat bee at 11:45 at night in my house. Okay. Where was it? Oh, so I just started to realize this is just Cole. This is just him. He's just me and Cole. So we gave in, started having a shit ton of fun. So since then, I have taken acid. I'm actually currently on like a quarter of a tab, maybe a third of a tab. I popped at a party that I had the other day. I was just kind of like, I was gonna get drunk, and I had work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, well, you know what, fuck it, I'll put just a little bit in, just a little spice. And Travis put a whole tab in because he's bigger. He just wanted a little spice, that's what we call those. Adds a little spice to life. I added a little bit more than a spice. I tried to split it in half. It ripped a little bit more than I thought it was going to. But put it in. I was tripping moderately. Went to work, had to train somebody while I was tripping on acid. I don't recommend doing, because I was just confused and didn't know what to do. And I was like, we're going to get through this together, man. I don't feel good at all. I'm tired. I haven't slept. Shit's fucking crazy. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I've worked there for 2 years, so I was stupid. But I'm actually on the last of that I had left right now. But not getting much. My tolerance is kind of low since it was, yesterday that I had it in my system. Yeah, I just want to put the word out that acid is LSD, psychedelics in general, is a beautiful, life-changing, mind-altering, perspective, just amazing drug. It has changed my life, changed the way I view things, my opinion on things. I was an atheist for the longest time. And I wouldn't say that I'm religious at all, by any means. But on my first trip, I actually said out loud, I believe in God now. And all my friends knew I was atheist. They were like, haha. I was like, no, this is the reason we were put here. To experience this, to open our minds to this shit. It has given me a new perspective on life. And I believe there is something out there that is, I don't know. There's a higher power of some sort. Whether it's God or fucking aliens, I don't know. I would consider myself agnostic, but spiritualistic. Because there has to be a meaning. There's no way that things like that can exist without some purpose. It's made me a more open-minded person, a happier person. I get over situations that fucking suck way quicker. And I just think to myself, why am I sitting here being sad, being pissed off, when I can just relieve that stress and be happy? And that is what I've learned. Just be happy and to not judge people. Because you don't know their story, you don't know their point of view, their perspective. And on acid, I definitely see things from other people's perspective. I think about how they view me, think about how they view others, how I put myself in other people's shoes. And it has helped me when I'm sober to just be an open-minded person. And it's hard to explain. It's just hard to put in words how one simple little piece of paper can just change a person for their entire life. It's honestly kind of scary to know that, because what if it did that to somebody in the wrong way? But with acid, I don't believe there is a way that it could, at least from a personality and perspective point of view, it sounds weird, but you will understand, to negatively affect the way who you are. Yes, there are downsides to acid. I actually have experienced a few of the downsides that come with after you've tripped multiple times. So now when I smoke weed, typically I just see geometrics and just like floating geometrics, and I don't think much of it. I just realize it's from acid. It's changed the way weed affects my brain. It's because weed is technically speaking a psychedelic, but you don't realize that until you smoke or until you take acid or any psychedelic drug to really open your mind to what weed can do. But about a week ago, I was smoking with my friend Alyssa and her roommate in her bong. I start seeing those geometrics, and I'm like, oh, geometrics, that's fucking cool. And it gets more and more intense. I'm like, it's getting hard to see. I go completely blind. Could not see my hand here. All I see are flashing geometrics, just shapes going. I get sweaty, get hot. They say they want to go for a cruise, just drive around. I'm like, okay. Still can't see. Thought maybe I'd stand up, something would happen. Nope. Stand up, take 2 steps, fall. Like I just have no balance. And before I hit the ground, I pass out. I just go limp. And that was honestly, next, I put that right with my grad party on how terrifying it was. To be completely blind like that was from just weed. I'd never heard of anybody experiencing this. It was terrifying. And so I am aware of the downsides that acid can have on a person. But I believe when you use it in the correct way, that the benefits outweigh the negatives. And that's, with drugs, I feel like you just have to do your research. Obviously, meth, heroin, coke. There's no healing factors to it. I'm not saying that. It's not as harmful as the other ones. That's all I'm saying. I've never done it, but psychedelics. That's what I'm getting at. Do your research. Figure out if you feel that it would work for your personality, your lifestyle. If you research it, look up the effects it has on you, then it can be a beautiful thing, and it can change you for who you are, and into a better person. That's what it's done to me. It's opened me up, and I'm grateful for it. So thank you, Ben, for getting me really fucked up from drinking, I guess. So I'm glad you saw potential in how fucked up I could become, because I have surpassed it, what I had ever thought. And I'm glad that I have had the experience I've had. It's some things may have sucked, but there's no changing it. So you might as well just find the benefits that came out of it. And I feel like through all my experiences, they just made me a better person. And that's why I am pro psychedelic, pro weed, if you're a smart person and not stupid as fuck like I was. So, yeah, that's me. Might make some more videos, go into more detail over some of my trips, or just some fucked up stories and crazy shit that I've done. So yeah, I'm Zach, signing out.